Hi guys, it's Nana Foxy Mama 365. We're back again with another episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I didn't do episode 14, but I'm here with episode 15 pretty much. So nothing happened in episode 14 pretty much, okay? Pretty much Karen was showing us how Wendy was slithering away. I thought that was really funny. Anyways, let's push on. Episode 15, season 5, and it's called Portu Girl Bye. Okay. So Monique and Karen are meeting up. Pretty much the girls are heading to Portugal at this point. But before they do, Monique and Karen are gonna be meeting up, just to catch up and kind of Monique wants to clear the air and ask Karen why she kind of threw her under the bus, with regards to telling Candace that it was okay to, pretty much involve the law on her. So I totally get it in that Karen is literally caught between a rock and a hard place. She's caught between two good friends and she's trying to be nice to both of them. However, it is what it is, and she's just doing the best she can with a bad situation. I totally get it. However, I think it's also unfair for both of them to expect 100% loyalty to both of it. Like, she's human, so she's gonna err one way or the other. Anyways, Candace is still reeling from finding out that Monique has countersued her, and I'm thinking, Candace girl, what were you expecting? That, or what, you were just going to sue Monique and you were just going to end there? So of course she'd been calling her all kinds of names, bitches and all, and it's like, girl, nah, it's too much. You haven't taken it. And that's the thing, if Candace had kind of said, okay, you know what, maybe I had a role to play, she might actually understand why she was being countersued. Ashley has more loyalty, obviously, to Monique. Monique asked her to please step up and kind of talk about what happened the season before, where Candace had the knife and was like, get out of my house, and she was with the knife and she was like, get out, so she wrote that letter, and that letter is going to help her case, that is Monique's case. So, but obviously she hasn't told Candace that she's done this, but you can tell she feels, well, Monique had her back when that whole thing with Michael happened last season at Monique's house, in that Monique chose not to tell the world or show videos of what really happened, even though we don't understand. I don't understand if that really was the case, why Monique would choose to hide it. But Monique said she didn't have any recordings of what happened last season with regards to Michael squeezing and grabbing. Portugal! Monique can't go. And I'm really sad about this, because I feel like, well, I mean, obviously it is 4 against 3 or 4 against 2, right? So obviously it's kind of unfair to bring Monique and Candace together, but it's also unfair to just throw Monique alone, single-handedly out. But it's okay, I get it. Well, if 3 or 4 of the ladies don't want her, then I guess majority carries the vote, and that's pretty much what democracy that's what democracy is all about, okay? So they have a 19-hour flight all the way to Portugal. Oh, I regret not going to Portugal. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, anyways, they're in Portugal, and they're in the beautiful city of Madeira, and it's so beautiful. Bon dia, oh, bon dia. Oh, by the way, my hair is by Jules Creation. Yeah, I just got my locks relocked, and it's by Jules Creation. Please check them out. They're in Calgary, 2010. Yeah, that's what I always, 30th Avenue. Yeah, I always keep saying I have to get that address right. Alright. Yeah, so 2010, 30 Ave Northeast, suite number 8, okay? Check them out. I know, I've lost a lot of my gold, my blondies, but what is that in comparison to the fact that people are losing loved ones? So my heart goes out to everyone that's lost a parent, family member, friends. Yeah, the virus is still raving crazy, but it is what it is. Hopefully, people can get it back under control. Obviously, with the flu season, it is seeming to rage on, but hopefully, people can get back under control. Anyways, so after the 19-hour flights, they get into Portugal. Karen bumps her head and is like, ooh! I thought that was so funny. Anyway, they're staying at a beautiful, really cool hotel. Karen catches is a vibe as they're having dinner, right? They're having dinner in the hotel, and she's like, ooh, and also she's drinking milk, and the other ladies are like, what in the world is going on? Of course, it's never ever dinner unless Karen does something, you know. So anyway, they're like, milk for the ulcer. Anyway, Wendy goes back into this degree. Honestly, if Wendy mentions this degree again, I'm gonna have to hit the fast forward button every time I see Wendy. Yeah. Honestly, I'm like, listen, I'm Nigerian origin, you know, and I get it. I know how important an education is, but however, listen. Now, this story that Wendy told at this table, Wendy could have kept that story. She goes on about how her dad was a manager at a restaurant, or had been made a manager at a restaurant, and because this was the land of opportunities and everything, he was so happy that he decided to name his child after the restaurant. And everybody's like, what? Wendy, that story should have been kept to yourself forever. Some stories. So anyway, that's why she's called Wendy. So obviously it is, girl, you should have kept that story to yourself. Anyways, they're going to be having some rum and passion fruit, and it's called, I ain't saying it, pom-pom, okay? It's the pom-pom drink. Of course, Giselle once more is being messy. She's like, oh, Ashley, how's Michael? How's things going with him? And she's like, yeah, she's back in with both feet and everything. Things are going good. And of course, everybody, well, Karen is side-eyeing Giselle, and she's like, Giselle, leave the girl alone. She, you know, like, obviously the last trip they went for at Monique's place, Michael went missing and was later on caught with some lady in, it was just a mess. So I'm like, why is Giselle bringing this up? So of course she goes on to ask the other ladies. I think she also asks about, so of course she's also not bringing up the case. They all know that Monique has filed a countersuit, but no, we're not going to talk about that. However, when it was good that Candice filed the suit, let's talk about it then. When we can jab at Monique, we talk about it. But now Monique is, no, we're not going to talk about it. We see you, Giselle. I see right through you, okay? I see you, okay? We see each other, okay? Anyways, of course, at this point, the other ladies are chiming in about Michael and how, you know, Ashley deserves better and she should not let Michael just, and I totally get it. And I really, really feel for Ashley. Anyway, we'll get back to that. Robin is right. Michael needs to support her. And of course, at this point, Robin spills some tea that also she was cheated on by one, obviously, you know, when she just had the baby, and it was kind of sad, you know, and pretty much hold him accountable. So, of course, Giselle is busy minding other people's business. At this point, the Grand Dame wants to know, Giselle, what is going on with you and Jamal? Because we don't see Jamal around with you at Potomac. And Giselle's like, what? Yes, girl, where is Jamal? That is the big question. And, well, ain't he proud of you? Ooh, no. Are things broken? Yeah, and it's a good question. It's a fair question, because Giselle is always asking the other ladies about their men and what's been going on in their lives, but she doesn't want to spill the tea, and she's like, no, she's not ready to bring that Jamal situation to the ladies, but she wants the ladies to always bring, no, it's kind of unfair, you know, because, and Giselle is always happy to put other people's shit front street, like, every time it has to do with Ashley or Michael, you know, or even with Monique, it was Giselle that brought it to the front street that, oh, there was the rumor and all of that, you know. So she likes to put other people's relationships front and center. So let's put her to front and center. How is Jamal? What's going on? How are his other baby mamas? Aren't they like jealous? Don't they want the restaurant to, like, so many questions that we have. So but she's shocked. So she's really shocked that Robin also chimes in and says, oh yeah, actually, yeah, what's going on? You always share in our situation, you know, my wedding and my hopes and aspirations and all of that. But you never ever bring Jamal, you know, like we want to share, you know, and it's true. Because all the other guys are always around. We've seen Michael around, we've seen Juan around, we've actually seen Ray, we've seen all the other guys, we've seen both Chris's around, you know. So where is Jamal? That is a big time question. After dinner, Ashley's trying to find Michael, and this really breaks my heart. Now, I know what it means to, you know, be with a cheating man. Not a spouse, but a cheating, you know, boyfriend. I've had that situation. It's such a sad situation, you know, because you just feel kind of your insecurity level now, like, you know, goes high, and you're like, why are you even putting yourself all through this? However, you know, when there's a baby involved, it might be a little harder to get out, but we'll see but it's just a horrible situation. And then worse off when it is, you know, like front and center, like it is like the Potomac news, like it's everybody's in that business, everybody's looking at that tea. It's just sad, you know. So Ashley's trying to reach Michael, and the babysitter is saying he's not home, so she kind of gets to him. It's just 7 o'clock, which is not too late. Like, it's not like 11 or 12 or 1 a.m. Fair enough. However, he should have been back home because the baby has a routine. And she's like, well, and of course Michael is going off, and he's like, oh yeah, he's on his way home and all of that. Well, you haven't called the babysitter to say you're running late, so what are you doing, you know? So of course you see Ashley is kind of like a little like upset, you know. It's an insecurity thing that comes from when you have a man that cheats, and that's all it is. That is what it is. Not all, but that is what it is. And it's sad, you know? But it is what it is. So of course, he later calls back and he apologizes for it. But he's a jerk. That's pretty much what I have to say. Michael is a jerk, a big time jerk. Because he's saying, no, he's not going to be molested. And I'm like, what kind of language is that? Like, Michael's just a jerk, okay? Robin and Giselle get to sitting down after the dinner. She's also like, girl, why are you, you know, trying to get, you know, make me and Robin is like, yes, because you know what, you're into our business, well, why can't we be into yours? We really want to know, you know, like if everything is going well, we would like you to share about Jamal, and we just want to see you happy. Pretty much that's what it is. Candace is trying to feel so she still has her sticky notes and everything. Girl, what you need to do is hit the gym, okay? You need to hit the gym, okay? So that when Monique is pounding you down, you can be pounding back up. Ashley and Karen get to sitting down, and of course Karen wants to find out how Ashley's doing, and Ashley's telling her what's been going on with her and Michael, and it's kind of an insecurity place. Obviously, you see that Karen is not taking everything that Ashley's saying, but she's like, okay, girl, it's your situation. You deal with it. Of course, the Jamal issue came up again, and Karen is like, yeah, she's, you know, where's Jamal? He's pretty much not holding his girl down in Potomac. Yeah, he obviously does. He lives in Atlanta or whatever, but you know what? If he really is going to be for you, he's got to really ride for you. Anyways, they enjoy this really cool cable cart. I love doing the cable cart, especially. I thought so, and the view was absolutely beautiful. Any which ways, Wendy gets after the cable cart ride, they get to chatting and gossiping in the cart ride. So of course, when they come back, everybody's like, when they sit down for lunch, it's like, oh, what are you guys talking about? Nobody is saying a word. What were you guys talking about? Well, they had been talking about Karen and the degree. Honestly, Wendy, if you talk about this degree again, I'm going to have to hit that fast forward button. This is the last time I want to hear about this degree, okay? Now, Wendy goes on again to talk about the degree, even though she said she had buttoned it up. She's going to help! She's unbuttoning it, and she's going to talk about the degree. Fair enough, let her spill her tea. So she's going on about how she was pregnant and how she lost her dad, you know, and she almost gave up, you know, but, you know, and Karen says, you know what, girl, I apologize. I wasn't trying to minimize your degrees, you know, can we move on? Giselle and Karen now get into it, you know, you keep asking about other people's lives, but you don't, you know, you don't want to give other people about your tea. What's going on with Jamal? I just don't see him, you know, standing there with you, you know, and Giselle is trying to say, what, you know what, but you also don't spill your tea. You're also very closed up. And remember all that while which Ray, when Ray was going through the financial situation and all of that. Indeed, Karen was buttoned up and closed up. And Karen said, well, are you going to reveal your secrets to the devil? Giselle is not having any of that. She's like, you know what, I'm going to get Jamal on the phone. Jamal, Molly, hey, say hi to the girls. Hi. Karen is like, I ain't there for that BS, okay? Nope. Jamal lives in your phone, and that is that. You can call him all you want, but unless we see him around you, holding you down in Potomac, Jamal lives in the phone. Totally so cool. I like it when Karen gets Giselle back at the stuff Giselle does. So I love it. Next week, we're going to see what's going to happen. It looks like Candace is going to find out that, honestly, Ashley wrote a letter to, yeah, in favor of Monique, kind of. So we'll see how that happens. We'll see. It's been, I love seeing Portugal, and I love the ladies and all of that. But honestly, if Wendy mentions that degree one more time, Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to share, be sure to like, and subscribe.